People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, if there's everybody at Arsenal should be on cloud nine. We've had a terrible season, but isolated in terms of the FA Cup. And, you know, it's a good reward. It's a good reward for, I don't want to go as far as to say turnaround under Arteta because there's a lot of issues. But for want of better phrases, turnaround. Like, clearly Arteta has improved Arsenal. He's improved the players mentally. He's improved game management. He's improved several things that you would mention that I might not and I would mention that you wouldn't. And I think the most important thing is that Arteta has conviction in his ideas, people. Big conviction in his ideas, and that's a big thing. You know, it's fantastic for Arteta to obviously reward himself and the team for their 6 months of hard work or forgiving themselves of what happened prior to him coming in. You know, it gives us something to build upon and gives us a bit of bragging rights. Beyond that, it doesn't do anything. Maitland-Niles 100 appearances. You know, in his 100th game, sorry people, he's won the FA Cup. You know, what is the luck? You can't do much better than that, and it's his first significant. Has Maitland won the FA Cup before? I can't even remember. He might have technically been in the squad, but it's definitely the first time I believe he's had his hands on it. And, you know, I think, you know, up there with that is obviously Nicolas Pepe. It's been a testing season for obvious reasons for him. He has, for me, shown his ability and at times obviously frustrated and underwhelmed. There are a lot of things he needs to iron out in his game. But I'm happy for him, man, because he had a good game. You know, he got an assist technically. Not the most glamorous of assists, but he got an assist. You know, offside denied him a worldie in that game. You know, he picked up where he left off in the semi-final against City. He had a good game. And for me, in his first year, he's ended it with some silverware. And, you know, he's a year to the day, actually, technically signing for Arsenal. I'm happy for Pepe, man. I think Pepe's had a decent season, man, really. I think, like I said, he's underwhelmed at times with his decision-making and frustrated in that regard. But I think he's shown there's a player in him, you know. I think Pepe's of the age where it's up to him now, you know. I think mentally there's several things in his game he could do more because I think he, like yesterday, I want him to be a bit more demanding of his teammates and of himself, you know. Drive with the ball and be an outlet. Demand your teammates give you the ball. Obviously, at times he's dropping deep, and I love that he's improved defensively. He's playing in areas that are a bit scary, but I think he is a good player, man. I think it's down to him if he wants to be. When you mention, you know, Mo Salah, you think of Liverpool. You mention Kevin, you think of City. You know, if he wants to be in that same ilk, it's down to him because he's 25, turning 26. He's of that age now where, you know, football is a job and it's a game, but you've really got to dedicate yourself to this. Really, you know, what are you doing beyond what Arteta's doing? Because the ability is there. If he improves his end product consistently, goals and assists, and his decision making, there's nothing stopping him. You know, I don't think he'll ever justify that price tag, but the most he can do is make people shut up about it. And I feel there is a lot more to come. Like I said, you want him to be a bit more demanding of his teammates. You expected the football IQ to be a bit higher. You want him to grab team games by the stuff of its neck. Yes, there has been factors. You know, he's had numerous managers. The team hasn't been playing well. He's adapting to the league. There's several things. But I think the ability is there, man. I think, you know, on the face of it, he's made 30, 40 appearances in all comps, 10 assists, 8 goals. You know, he's put 18 goals in, and I think excluding Aubameyang and probably Lacazette potentially ahead of Martinelli, he's up there. You know, he's definitely been a good signing because he's scored more than what people had here previously. It's just down to how good he wants to be, and I'm happy for him to win the FA Cup because it's been a testing period for all of the players, let alone a new signing signed for the money he signed for. This is just a small victory, you know. In his first season, he's won trophies. This is the business trophy. Sorry, this is the business you're here for, and hopefully this spurs Pepe on, man. I just want him to be a bit more demanding of his teammates. But I think he had a terrific game, and I'm very happy for him, man. He's ended the season strong. He has had some highlights. Obviously, he scored against United. He's put a couple of free kicks in. He's played extremely well at Wembley against City and Chelsea, and I said it in both my vids. I said we need to start him in the final. You can't have 70+ million man and he's on the bench, and we need him to stand up to be counted. He done that. Likewise, I said that in the semi-finals against City. So we just hope next season there's more consistency. And what I liked about him as well, in that I like that he likes to go down the flanks, but he's realising definitely against Chelsea in that, you know, you kind of have to be in that half space, that half between the corner, the white chalk on the edge of the line, the byline, and obviously, you know, being inside. I think he stayed in that sort of half turn, that inside forward, that sort of position that Sterling's improved getting into and scoring more. Where Salah evidently said him and Klopp look to improve at and play better in. I like that from Pepe, and you know, the world's Pepe's oyster, and you know, it's fantastic. options for Arteta. He's got Nelson, pardon me, who is his sort of project. He's got Saka, who's unfortunately not to get any minutes because he's deserved it this season. And obviously he's got Pepe, and technically he's played Martinelli on the right, so there's an option of that. For Pepe, you know, I want Pepe to play well because I'm not being funny. Big up Saka and Martinelli and all these young players. But Pepe should be playing to the standard consistently all season where it's no contest. That, you know, it should be preposterous to even consider that even one of them can start ahead of him. And that's just what you want to see from him, man. So I'm happy for Pepe. Obviously in relation to Ceballos, hopefully that means Ceballos is staying. I feel Ceballos reacted well and had a decent game. He's had a decent period, and you know, after we all conceded that when he came, we knew he had ability, but we wanted him to display a bit more at this club, and he's done it. And there's talk of staying permanently. There's talk of staying on loan. I know he's got a lot to consider. Does he go to Madrid? Does he go on loan elsewhere? But hopefully we see a resolution to his future. I wouldn't mind him staying for another year. I actually would like Maitland-Niles to leave. I mean, to stay, people. I know it would be quite the send-off. He's won the FA Cup, you know. When you look at the season as a whole, he hasn't played enough. Brighton allegedly want him, and they've got a former FA technical director. He needs to play football, so it'd be the perfect way to sign off. But for me, it'd be lovely to keep Maitland-Niles. It was a fantastic way to make your 100th appearance, and I think, you know, just away from the team winning, Maitland-Niles individually, he played very well. He picked up where he left off against City. You know, I think he offered a lot going forward. You know, he improved his end product a bit. He was quite solid defensively. He wasn't left out for none of the goals. He did his thing. So hopefully that means, you know, I hope it means we can find a resolution to Ceballos staying, or whatever happens with his future. Maitland-Niles the same. Hopefully this gives Pepe confidence for next season, and hopefully we get some word on Aubameyang's future. Now, Aubameyang probably hasn't fully digested this, you know. It probably kickstarts the boys' holidays. I can't imagine they're in training anymore. They're probably going to have a couple of weeks holiday. It's down for Aubameyang to consider everything. Obviously, this is a great moment. He's the captain. He stood up to be counted. He's won the FA Cup. Since Arteta's come in, you know, they've won the Cup. They've been playing well. That could tempt him to stay. But he's got a lot to consider, you know. There's been financial restrictions at this club. Who are they going to bring in? You know, is Arteta going to be back seriously? You know, is there offers from other clubs? Where does he want to play the last few years of his contract? There's a lot to consider. And if I'm honest, he should factor in winning this FA Cup. But it shouldn't be the decision. He needs to wait until the emotions die down. In the same way the emotions were a bit flat after Watford, you know. Yeah, we was looking towards the FA Cup, but it was flat in that it marked a poor season. You know, the table don't lie, we're 8th. And at his age, he's 31. When we're doing what we're doing, like winning FA Cup trophies, is fine. But, you know, to win the league and return to the Champions League is going to be quite a big ask. Does he believe that Arteta can do this? Or I think he believes in Arteta. Does he believe in people around him? Pardon me. So hopefully there's something, man. Hopefully, you know, Aubameyang signs a new deal, but he's got a lot to consider. But hopefully this little bit pushes him to signing it. But I've got nothing more to add, so I'm going to get out of here, man. It's always a pleasure. People, DG, I'm out.